Hi there. My name is Nelson Fernandes. I am a University Innovation Fellow here at Southern Illinois University in Carbondale. And for the past year, our team has been working to transform the SIU Green Roof into a multidisciplinary innovation hub. But before we continue, let's take a moment to take a look at the past, the present, before we enter in the future. I'll see you there in a few moments. Well, if you don't know what our green roof looks like, let's take a look. So kicking off our event today, we're going to hear about the origin story of the SIU Green Roof, go into the Green Fund and Sustainability Office about all of the initiatives they handle, talk about the evolution of the SIU Green Roof and its effect on education, then insights on the Green Roof projects and what they're doing right now. But hold on, it gets even better, because we're going to have an exclusive interview with the SIU Chancellor to talk about innovation. But before we continue, big thanks to the Green Fund and Sustainability Office for funding our initiatives, to all of the speakers coming out, showing their support and their time, the University Innovation Fellows for training students such as ourselves to go and create change on different campuses, and also you for coming out and listening to our event and being inspirational people and looking for initiatives and supporting students around the world. And if you're ready to talk about the future, well, now is the time.
Thank you for the invitation to be a part of the SIU Green Roof 10th anniversary celebration. This celebration on the first green roof in Southern Illinois is twofold. The first is to salute the teamwork and past accomplishments of actually getting the green roof built, as well as the numerous benefits that have occurred since that first day. The second is to celebrate the innovation yet to be explored and discovered that addresses critical environmental, energy, food security, quality of life, and other issues our society faces. Green roofs offer much more than our general public understands. 2010 was a happening year at SIU. Students were taking action to bring more sustainable practices and education opportunities to prepare them for their career goals. For example, it was the first year of available green funds generated from student green fees, all student supported. It was also a very exciting year for the landscape industry and the programs that I taught, the classes I taught. The industry was booming with new ideas of sustainability, rain gardens, permeable pavers, and of course, green roofs. One day in my class in the early semester, spring 2010, Allison Bob, one of my students, asked me when we were going to study about green roofs. Quite frankly, I knew very little about green roofs, but I did know that a re-roofing project on the agriculture building included a section that had been built structurally sound enough to hold a green roof. So, after a little investigating and gaining full support from plant service operations and others, Allison, some of my students, and I made it our mission to build a green roof on this building. I applied for and received a green fund for the fall. Allison served an internship that summer with a green roof company in Chicago. Her boss, Tom Cooper, became very excited and supportive of building a green roof on the SIU Ag building. So Tom planned for us to come up, two of my students and I, to go to Chicago and work with he and Allison for a week on building simulated green roofs and learning about all the systems of green roofs and how to install them. Ironically, he also wanted us to meet two specialists. One was a native plant specialist, Grace Kohler, and the other was a specialist in growing media, because green roofs do not have soil, they have an engineered growing media, Mike Curry. Ironically, Grace, Mike, and I were classmates together in the mid-1970s at SIU, so it was really fun to be working with SIU alumni classmates. Together, we planned the green roof design with a late September installation. We decided to have different zones. We would have a traditional sedum zone, a native plant zone, and an area where we could have research, and it predominantly was for vegetable production. That last week in September could not have played out more smoothly. It was set up so students came in groups of 8 and would work 2-hour shifts. Tom and I stayed up on the green roof the whole 5 days from 7:30 in the morning to 4:30 and worked and gave instructions. We also had a lot of help from the SIU labor union, from their engineers, from their architects. Everyone pitched in and joined. It was great. We had coordinated deliveries of everything all week long. Mike and Grace also volunteered to come when we were doing the planting section and putting in the growing media. It was constant action, no stopping. If today was that day in 2010, on that Friday, we would all have on work clothes because if you walked up here, you would have a task to do. We would be hot, exhausted, and grinning from ear to ear, even if we had masks on. I want to explain the green roof construction. There are several types of systems, including one where you just use trays. But of our system, we use the edge restraints. And then, common to all green roofs, we have the different layers. So those layers include, starting at the bottom, you have the top of the roof, you have a protection pad to protect the roof, you have a root barrier, which is typically just a thick piece of plastic, then you have another protection pad that protects the root barrier. Then you have a drainage system, and this is really key. The drainage system that we have looks like big pieces of egg cartons because it has that little cup in it, and that's what captures the rainwater when it rains to not only reduce runoff, but it also holds water for the plant materials. And it also has small holes in it, so if it gets too full, it doesn't overflow on the roof. And then after the drainage system, there's a filter fabric. On top of that is the growing media. Some of you think it's soil, but it's growing media. And then you plant. The SIU Green Roof can support 25 pounds per square feet over the live load calculated. So that means if we had a heavy snowstorm, the green roof is still fine to add that extra weight. So don't freak out and think that if you weigh more than 25 pounds, you're going to fall through because that's accounting for the snow. The other extreme, just to give you an idea, is Millennium Park. Some of you know that in Chicago. That actually is a green roof, and it's built over a parking lot structure. So the green roof was utilized full speed following the installation. We hosted open houses with literally hundreds of people. We had constant private tours to campus and community groups. We used it as an outdoor classroom for many purposes, offering hands-on experiences. It attracted graduate students and undergraduate students to new areas of research, resulting in refereed journal publications, national and international presentations at conferences, and just general publicity. Dr. Walters, a professor in vegetable production here, and I co-chaired several graduate students in leading vegetable production research, mostly focusing on nutrients since it isn't a true soil that offers nutrients. We grew radishes, lettuce, tomatoes, melons, many more vegetables. In fact, there's one small area where we had a tomato research. We were getting 70 pounds of tomatoes per week, and mind you, this isn't 3 inches of a growing media. So it was very exciting. Actually, right now, SIU Carbondale and Michigan State University are the leading universities internationally doing this type of research that's so critical for the food security and the desire for local healthy food in urban areas. But research is ongoing, but as indicated before, it's not as rigorous as it used to be. In case you don't know, I went into administration prior to retirement, and I'm now retired, and so I didn't spend as much time out here as I used to. But that said, the Green Roof is a perfect place for collaboration of multidisciplinary innovation and sustainability. I've not yet talked about the multi-benefits of a green roof, But I think if I tell you this, it should explain why I say that about the multidisciplinary aspect. Green roofs reduce urban heat effect. They reduce energy demands for heating and cooling by the insulation. They reduce noise pollution in urban areas. They reduce water runoff. They help support native plants and wildlife habitat. They offer green spaces in built areas, which is very important with connecting children with nature, with connecting adults with nature, healing gardens and hospitals and healthcare facilities, recreation and leisure outdoor spaces, improves aesthetics. If you can think about standing in a skyrise in New York or Chicago and looking out, if you see a world of green roofs, it is much more aesthetically pleasing than just the traditional roof. And urban agriculture, which, as you haven't figured out, is near to my heart because of the issues of food and nutrition in urban areas and the lack of food security. So naming a few disciplines that connect to some of those areas would include plant biology, zoology, engineering, health, architecture, culinary arts, landscape architecture, horticulture, education, policy, and economics. I could go on, but I'll close with saying it's fabulous to see that our green roof is moving forward and not left to be a vacant loss to the university of something offering so much to students and opportunities to find solutions for global concerns. I applaud these students with the same driving force as a decade ago. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. And the entire focus on multidisciplinary learning is essentially what we're looking to cultivate here at SIU. SIU has an amazing tradition of culture and innovation happening all over. And being able to focus on multidisciplinary learning is key to the future. Having majors from all over campus coming together and finding unique ways of integrating with one another on different projects. And now, coming up next is Karen Groninger talking about the Green Fund and the Sustainability Office.
Hi everybody, thank you for having me today at the 10-year celebration of the Green Roof. Again, my name is Karen Schauwecker and currently I'm the Sustainability Program Coordinator at the SIU Sustainability Office. I'd like to take this time to explain to you a little bit about the history of the Green Fee and the Green Fund Grant Program. It's a really exciting story that started in 2009, around the time Karen Midden was talking about, when there was a lot of excitement on campus and there was a student group who formed a RSO, a registered student organization, and they called themselves the Eco Dogs. And I recently had the pleasure of actually meeting one of those original Eco Dogs. He came back to campus to see the sites and his alma mater, and he told me a little bit more about the way in which those students collaborated and found stakeholders and other people on campus who were interested in moving sustainability forward at that time. The students worked tirelessly. They formed collaboratives with lots of units on campus, and they were able to bring the Green Fee to the student body to vote on. A Green Fee is a technique or a tool that many universities utilize to help fund a sustainability office and sustainability programs on their campus. So these students brought the vote of the Green Fee to the student body, and of the student body that voted, 70% of them voted for the Green Fee, which is still enacted today. From that, the Sustainability Council was born to oversee the Green Fee and the Green Fund Grant Program, and to this date, over $2 million have been allocated on this campus towards sustainability programming. The Green Fee Grant Program is here for staff, students, and faculty to look at their corner of the campus and to identify sustainability improvements that they can implement and make. Through the diversity of the programs that have been funded, you can see the campus-wide commitment to sustainability. professors and students from architecture to agriculture to the dental hygiene program have all written proposals to help green their corner of campus. I'm happy to share with you more about the other programs. They're all really exciting. Each one is individual and unique. The Green Roof is one of the campus programs that has benefited from the Green Fund Grant Program. And I'm so happy to see students like Nelson and Prem and the students that they're collaborating with take advantage and leverage the Student Green Fee and the Green Fund Grant Program. That's what it's here for. It's here for the campus community. It's here for you guys to help green your corner of the campus. I've seen lots of groups collaborate, and Nelson and Prem's work on the Green Roof has been really enjoyable to see the progress that they've made. They've collaborated with many units on campus, and I think it shows the campus-wide commitment to sustainability. So I encourage you, if you have an idea for a future Green Fund grant, come to the Sustainability Office. Bring your idea. We have Green Fund workshops this fall to help think through those ideas, to talk about the process. We have one funding round each year, so it's the fall now. Now is a great time to start thinking about your Green Fund grant program that you're going to write a proposal for. Now's the time to start collaborating and talking with the other units on campus that you'll need to work with in order to make sure your project is successful. Nelson and Prem's ability to work with other people and collaborate is something that I'm sure is going to be useful in the future. This is a great example of students engaging with their campus, practicing skills in project development and management and interpersonal communication that they will need in the future when they graduate. This is a great chance to work on your soft skills, but also see an idea through to completion. So this is for you guys. Take advantage of it. It's been great watching this journey with Prem and Nelson, and I'm really excited to see how this project unfolds. And I thank them for inviting me to participate, and I'm happy to talk about the Green Fund Grant Program with anyone who has an idea and wants to implement it in the future. So thank you again for having me. I'll take it, give it back to Nelson.
Thank you, Karen. Multidisciplinary learning is essential to everyone's learning, especially with hands-on experiences. Be able to collaborate on different projects and be able to communicate and project manage with people from different perspectives in order to combine and collaborate on these ideas for the next step. Now, coming up next is Dr. Groninger, here to talk about the evolution of the Green Roof and innovations on campus.
Hi, my name is John Groninger. I'm the Associate Dean in the College of Agricultural, Life and Physical Sciences here at SIU. I'm also a professor in the Department of Forestry, which is a position I've held since 1997, and I want to talk today from both perspectives, administration, but first as a forester. The Green Roof is a concept I've been familiar with for many years, and something that, while I didn't include it in my classes, is very complementary to a class that I do teach, which is urban forestry. That the list of things that the Green Roof accomplishes are very similar, essentially identical to what trees do in an urban environment. All those benefits that they provide in terms of quality of life and in terms of protecting the environment in the city and also downstream from the city. But the Green Roof picks up where trees leave off, that they provide those services in places where it simply isn't feasible to have trees. So putting things in context a little bit is that the Green Roof sits on top of a building in a very rural part of Illinois, which may make you question, why do we have a green roof here in an area that is decidedly non-urban? The Green Roof's an important reminder, though, that many of our students come from urban areas and will return and work in urban areas, and we're preparing students to do work, regardless of their background, in cities, in the populations that we serve in agriculture, which spans the entire spectrum from rural to urban. So the Green Roof is a very important link of providing a valuable perspective to our students here in a rural context of what makes sense and what's very helpful and beneficial in urban environments. I think it's very important, especially highlighted now, to do things that build understanding between contexts of urban and rural, and the Green Roof is just a physical manifestation of something that can help and contribute to that very important idea. Looking at it from the perspective of a forestry professor, I see the Green Roof in a lot of ways that I see the forest. It's a crucible for student learning in both learning specific materials and skills for the job, but also learning a little bit about what you're made of and learning a little bit about what you might be capable of doing under times of adversity. The Green Roof is a very harsh environment physically. It gets very hot during the summertime. There's no shade here. There's a lot of reflective surfaces, and it's a very harsh environment for plant growth, creating very artificially dry environments for growing vegetation. So it's very challenging for growing plants and for the people working there alike, and is a way for students to build their toughness in being able to meet a lot of challenges and appreciate how the physical environment impacts work and goals that they may have to do. So it's very important from that perspective of broadening student capabilities. Now moving on a little bit to my perspective as an administrator. Nelson was brought by, who was the current acting dean, Scott Ishman, and Nelson was interested in doing an engineering project which represented a reaching out from the more agriculture and landscape focus of the Green Roof to a new audience, and was interested in establishing a series of projects here. From the perspective of somebody who's been teaching for a long time, I'm always happy to see students take on new projects, but it's very common that there's a great deal of excitement around the project when it's first implemented. It helps propel the student to their career, and then maybe one new generation of students after that is excited by the idea, and then it goes by the wayside as a new generation of students tries to pursue their own new ideas. So it's very common to have quick turnover of excitement, flush of growth, and then decay, and then sometimes a mess to clean up to make room for the next student to do this work. So when Nelson and I talked about this project early on, we discussed the importance of long-term sustainability in the sense of what's this project going to do for SIU in another 10 years? What's the impact going to be? And I'll leave it to Nelson to talk about exactly what those impacts are going to be, as he's brought in a network of people from across SIU and around the world to do something that's truly unique, multidisciplinary, and reaching outward, not simply being task and goal oriented that a lot of our work in agriculture is, but ways of educating other people and ways of helping unlock potentials and seeing things in new ways, which I think is absolutely critical to being educated right now. So with that, I'll turn it over to Nelson.
Thank you, Dr. Groninger. So yes, my name is Nelson Fernandes, and here at SIU, we formed the Green Roof team. Because originally, 1 year ago, we came up with different ideas of how can I, or, well, what can I, actually, how can I now? But instead, what if we could? How can we do something to help students, inspire students to go find a more sustainable future and be able to collaborate with one another? That's our team. We formed a team of students from across campus here at SIU, as well as other universities, because we believe that together we can find a way to inspire other students through low-cost engineering projects and just communicating about what is happening here, what can be done, what kind of opportunities can we bring out if we all come together. That's where we are. And now, furthering our cause, we are looking to expand out and be able to collaborate with as many students as possible. And looking into the future, we have a bright future. And right now, we're going to go to our exclusive interview with the Chancellor of SIU. So here you go. So my name is Nelson Fernandes, part of the Green Roof team, and here today we're talking with Chancellor Austin Lane about the future of innovation involving the SIU Green Roof. So Chancellor Lane, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great today, and thank you both for taking time to meet with me. I've been here about 9 weeks now, so it feels like 9 years. It's going pretty fast. We've got a lot of things going on, so it's a pleasure to have both of you here.
Cool. So today we're talking about the SIU Green Roof. So about 1 year ago, through the University Innovation Fellows, we've began a project to help transform the Green Roof, which has been identified as underutilized, as not many students and faculty are becoming involved, to find a way to jumpstart it and bring innovation back through student engagement, classrooms, and other types of projects. So could you tell us if you know anything about the SIU Green Roof?
Yeah, actually, I had the pleasure of taking a tour and actually seeing it. I've been moving around campus trying to look at various areas, and as soon as I was able to see the green roof, it reminded me of my roof back in Houston. So I live in a high-rise back in Houston, or my wife is still there. We're transitioning here to Carbondale. We just bought a home. But where I live, we have a green roof, which helps with heating and cooling costs, with runoff pollution, you name it. In downtown Houston, you're seeing more and more green roofs pop up all over. So I was very surprised and very, very glad to see that we have the same things that are happening here, and then the research involved in it as well, and most importantly, our student involvement. I think you're on the cutting edge of what we're talking about with greenhouses. Going forward, you're right at the forefront of where we need to be, so it's good to see that you're actively involved in that.
Most definitely. Green roofs are amazing, and they're usually found in city environments. So having one in southern Illinois surrounded by forestry, it's much different. And if you add in all of the hot climate and humidity, it's not the most ideal conditions, but they found a way to install it in such a way that the horticulture side of it works out and it can thrive.
Wow, that's exciting. So I would imagine it didn't happen overnight, and that there was a lot of work that went into it by our students, by our faculty, and so that partnership, that's what's unique about SIU, is that our students have an early opportunity. I know you're in your second year here, but you've had an early opportunity to engage in research, which is an advantage, I think, of being a Saluki here. You get that opportunity to do it where otherwise at other places it may not be there.
Most definitely. So now, myself being my third year, and many of our teammates in their third or fourth year, we have quite a diverse team of different majors, from engineering to computer science to the digital medias. So what are your thoughts about multidisciplinary projects and learning happening on campus?
I think it has to occur that way, in a multidisciplinary way. If you look at how our programs are structured, and some have been restructured over the last couple of years with the academic reorganization, so you're seeing a lot of cross disciplines and a lot of work across different fields and different areas. Because realistically, when you finish your degree, you're going to be working in environments that have people from not just mechanical engineering, but they're going to be from all walks of life. And so I think getting those experiences here early, and then getting involved in the research that has to happen not only in your field, but others, to help pull off projects like the greenhouse, the green roof. We got a greenhouse too, but the green roof. That's very, very instrumental in terms of what it means for you when you leave here and go out and get the job that you're looking for. So you would have had those experiences here in that multidisciplinary environment.
So in your past experiences, what kind of experiences have you seen with multidisciplinariness, especially in the education system?
Where I came from, it was really the green roofs. And so you would see that happen in each field of study in terms of the different levels of expertise of the faculty members joining together. The beauty of them coming together sometimes comes out in relationship to grants. So there's a lot of grant opportunities that are out there. There's a lot of financial opportunities to help further the research. But sometimes it takes, again, a multidisciplinary approach with those minds together to actually get those grants. And so my hope is that the work we're doing here will lead us to be able to compete for those dollars that may be, whether it's federal or even state dollars that are out there, so we can really further our knowledge in this particular area.
Most definitely. So on campus, we have the Sustainability Office, which offers the Green Fund Grant. That was actually started by, I believe, Karen Midden, who was the Dean of the College of Agriculture and pioneered the Green Roof.
Yes.
Could you talk about your thoughts about what the Sustainability Hub has done, what they're doing right now, and any sustainability-related initiatives on campus?
Yeah, that's just being here or just getting here. I don't know much, but I am eager to find out more. And so as I do my listening and learning tour and I get out and continue to meet different faculty and staff and kind of dig into what we're doing here as an institution, as I mentioned earlier, seeing the green roof on my tour before was very, very enlightening. It was very good to see that. But I'll continue to do that. I'll continue to find out what we're doing so that I can support it, right? Because I know the work of the students and faculty is happening, which is a good sign. And so I look to find out ways that I can further support their efforts when they're trying to get research dollars or when they're trying to further the sustainability projects that they have going on. It's really my job then to be a cheerleader at that point. So I look forward to getting out and about even some more and hearing more about the great work that's happening on campus.
That's amazing. Definitely we need every support we can get.
That's
and
right.
Through the University Innovation Fellows, we have several faculty champions involved from different departments and deans and directors.
Great.
So thinking about Southern Illinois, when you hear the words SIU Green Roof, what comes to mind?
Innovation. Immediately. And so when I think of Southern Illinois University, I think of innovation, all of the research that we have going on, all of the creativity that we have going on. And we need that because the folks in the region and in the state know that we drive the economic development in Southern Illinois, right? I mean, we're the powerhouse. And so, we really have to continue to market the things that we are doing so they know there is innovation going on here, that we are a doctoral research university, that is just an enormous amount of high research activity that's occurring here. And it just bodes well for our students when you graduate, right? And it helps us attract more students like you, right? So we can have more students come here and know how involved they can be in sustainability projects, in our green roof projects, you name it. And so I think that's a very positive thing. So that's what I think of when I hear about the different things that we're doing and how it helps brand the university in that regard.
Definitely branding the university is one of our primary goals, showing and emphasizing the importance of culture and innovation and what we're cultivating here on campus. So now expanding out from multidisciplinariness and innovation, what are your thoughts about the team we have developed, which is a cross-university team? We have students from different universities, including Texas A&M, actually, helping out and contributing towards the different projects happening on the Green Roof. So to summarize, what are your thoughts on building a cross-university team?
I think that's phenomenal. My son attends Texas A&M University. He's a wide receiver on the football team. I don't think he's involved in any green roof projects, which after this interview, I'm probably going to send him a text and say he ought to be. But it's refreshing because I know the statute. I know the ranking of Texas A&M University and how well regarded they are. And it's refreshing to hear them working with our university, which also has a good ranking and is a great university. And so the more we can partner with other universities that are proven in these areas, the better, I think, for our faculty and working with their faculty, our students working with their students. It's just a collaborative piece that helps, again, elevate the research that we're trying to conduct and what we're trying to do to help the environment. And so I think that's a very positive thing. I'm actually glad to hear that we're doing that. So I would encourage more of it and for us to be the leader. Now, no offense to Texas A&M, but I would still want us to be the leader in these projects because we have quality faculty, we've got quality students, very smart. So I would hope that we can continue to lead the way even as we partner with other universities.
Definitely, we have quite a few amazing faculty on campus. They're all open, willing to share and help out in every way they can. Then going out to other schools, like Texas A&M, my friend's in one engineering class, and they have about 300 students in that one lecture. 300's a large majority in our own college here.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Yep. Is it pretty diverse in the groups that the students that are working on these projects? Is there a lot of diversity in those groups?
Yes, we're diverse in majors and in areas where they're from. So we have like Texas, a lot from Illinois, like southern. Like,
so from kind of all over.
So we have about 24 students involved. Half only go here. The other half are from the other schools.
Oh, okay.
One of them is actually from Puerto Rico.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So it is a pretty cross section of. And how did you connect in? I now feel like I'm interviewing you. I'm sorry. How did you connect in with the other universities or students?
So everyone who became involved primarily came to myself. So I've met them from high school or college here at SIU or at a conference actually. Oh. And we just found a way to stay connected. Yeah. Working on a project is the best excuse to communicate. You just send a message, hey, how are you doing? Yeah. And that keeps the friendship going because this project is amazing, and while we're looking at success and making the best products and educational outcomes we can, the primary goal is we do it together. We do it through friendship, and we're running through the power of friendship.
Look at that. Did you ever, how did you select SIU, this is for both of you, and then did you know you were going to get these kind of experiences so quickly?
So I chose SIU because as a senior in high school, we have a research course. And it was my third year in the course. And that previous summer, I came to SIU, visited the different chairs of engineering. Wow. And for the research, we can connect with university professors, and they can become a mentor. So I worked with a professor in the mechanical department. We worked on a project converting greenhouse gases into hydrogen as a fuel source and oxygen and carbon monoxide in small amounts. But mainly we're turning greenhouse gases into usable oxygen and a fuel source. And the way that he connected with me, we communicated, it showed that he cared, but also emphasizes the fact that other faculty on SIU's campus is similar to him, and they're willing to put in the time to develop each student and have a care. Wow. So I chose SIU because the faculty, they care and they show that support.
Look at that. That's always what we wonder, and sometimes underestimate the power of faculty being able to help in the recruitment process, which they did with you, and you got an early recruitment in, and that made the difference. That's good. So that's the key then, as we go and recruit more students like yourselves, is just making sure that there's a seamless pathway that's tied to an interest, right? Whether it's in engineering or, as you mentioned, in film or artificial intelligence, but that's the key as we go and recruit. So sometimes we always wonder, what gets students to SIU. So it's good. But you're getting an immediate emerging. You're able to get into what you're interested in a lot sooner here than probably even at most places. So that's good to know. We'll have to keep that going.
Definitely, we found opportunity here, and we went after it. The University Innovation Fellows Program, are you familiar with it?
No, yeah, tell me about that.
So it's actually coming out of the SIU Research Park, and the overall program is hosted by Stanford University.
Okay.
So they go into universities, just like any organization like American Society of Mechanical Engineers and the other professional, and their desire and their goal is to train students like ourselves to become agents of change. So that's how the Green Roof project got rolling. We met up with faculty on campus. After we went through a 6 to 8 week training with UIF, they trained us about design thinking, how to think about problems, identifying what's going on our campus and how to go about solving it. Then we talked to our champions. Dean Scott Ishman of Science, he's the one who brought the Green Roof to my attention. And then I met up with Dr. Groninger, who's the Associate Dean on the College of Ag. And from that, we just talked about the Green Roof. We saw the underutilizations. Not many students know about it. If they don't know about it, they can't go up and have projects. Right now, there's only one research up there, and it's by Austin Little. He's a alumni through the horticulture graduate program, working at the U of I Extension now in Murfreesboro. He's an alumni. We have no students up there technically right now. And so our goal became, how can we build awareness? How can we go and get students up here involved, doing research, bringing classrooms, and just getting involvement, engagement up. It's an innovative space. So we talked it through. We came up with different plans, and the primary one was low-cost engineering projects, like the Thomas irrigation system. Prem and I were best friends. We met up beginning of college. So that's how we know each other. So then he's into machine learning, media, and I'm into renewable energy, mechanical. Just combined the two, and we found a project to work on. Then we just began looping in friends, people we know, and here we are building a wind turbine too.
Isn't that amazing? I applaud your work on that, but it's even more refreshing to hear how you connected and how you turned the friendship into scholarship and really innovation. And that's what, again, I hope that our students are able to get as they walk the grounds at SIU and are able to take that even outside of the campus and do some great things afterwards when you become alums, so you can give back to the university. So that's good. That's good stuff. I'm smiling underneath this mask too, if that tells you anything. So great. Congratulations.
Thank you for coming out and joining us to celebrate the SIU Green Roof and its 10 years. But before we go, let's have a little lesson. So I believe that the only constant in the world is change. No matter where you are, who you are, there will always be change. Nothing is ever constant. There's always a need for adaptation, the ability to see the playing field, understand all the variables, everything that's going on, and finding the best options moving forward. For us at Southern Illinois here, we find innovation in one another. And we come together in collaboration despite disciplines, despite backgrounds, and focus on inclusiveness. Faculty here, they're supportive. They enjoy watching us succeed. They enjoy helping us every step along the way. No matter whatever happens in the environment, there's always one guarantee: resilience. We're always here, we're always fighting, and we always look for the next step. And we believe here, as our Green Roof team, to inspire the next generation of students, the future Salukis, future students, future leaders of the world, to become better by providing opportunities to collaborate with one another. And that's what we're doing here. So join us on our social media and follow us along the way as we develop different renewable energy projects, multidisciplinary projects, and help bridge communication gaps among students. Thank you guys, and have a great day.